I'm Ellie.
I'm Lachlan.
We're from Lander, and this is our Malvern house. This project is about a tired house, a retiring couple, and a critique of how we build now compared to the turn of the century.
Working with a couple approaching retirement, thoughts soon progressed towards the concept of time, ageing, and legacy. The existing house is a freestanding Victorian weatherboard cottage. This is an era of which we're used to working with, and as a new practice, we wanted to critique this Victorian era and find out why they seem transgenerational in their appeal. The quintessential Victorian features such as skirtings, architraves, cornicing, and ceiling roses all actually conceal shortcomings in the ability of the trades of their day. A thought emerged: what would tradespeople of then think of the way we build homes today? We wanted to exemplify what can be done with heritage housing stock and demonstrate that these homes can cater for varying familial needs. Not only can these homes be adapted, but they can and should be celebrated and preserved for future generations. These rooms can be brought back to life with fun and playful colours and textures.
Malvern House has been designed for a retiring, downsizing couple, which had been searching for their ideal retirement setting for a few years. They finally settled for an almost there house and engaged us to rethink the inadequate living spaces of the new purchase. Tasked with delivering more living space with better and more meaningful function, we set out to understand how we could cater to a couple who were learning how to do less.
Key to the brief was the ability to integrate green spaces, natural light, and fresh air into the home. Internal courtyards, seamless thresholds, and soaring glass invites the outside in, while the stone selection and concealed skylight quite literally bring greenery and light into the home. Connection to the garden space was very important to the clients, and we implemented 7 different green spaces servicing every room in the house. These deliver an abundance of fresh air, light, and a sense of space, bolstering an economic footprint. Readdressing the question, what would tradespeople of then think of the way we build homes today? We present this project as an antithesis in many ways to the Victorian era of building. Instead of concealing the shortcomings of trades, we instead seek to express their ability and accuracy.
Implementing our philosophy of quiet architecture, our additions play second fiddle to the original house and quietly nestle down the side of the cottage. Filtered by planting and landscape elements, these pods accommodate a reading room, a walk-in robe, and an ensuite. Attempting to appear ephemeral in existence, these pods gently hang off the old weatherboard walls, which still are red internally. The pods hang over the ground cover and landscape below, amplifying their light and airy feeling.
Materials are used to delineate between new and old internally and externally. The spotted gum walls of the walk-in robe ensure clear delineation between new and old, while the bricks used in the addition at the rear are in clear but harmonious contrast to the original weatherboard cottage.
Continuing the widely implemented strategy of touching softly, the new and old buildings are connected via a slender glass walkway. This is open on both sides to courtyards and further designates the passage from old to new. The ability to enjoy the quaint features of the cottage from the new area is something we celebrate, with large picture windows from the dining framing the greenery against the weatherboards to the east, a curated and poetic look back from now to then.
Our philosophy of no more but no less than what is necessary sees us often bolster an economical floor plan with a sense of additional space borrowed from the landscape. Obvious strategies like large uninterrupted glazing achieves this here, while a structural economy is achieved by rigid obedience to a grid. By utilising a 5 metre or less grid, we were able to keep structural elements affordable and easily erected, finding structural frugality.
A seemingly floating roof suspends behind the glazing, which extends up to the roofline, and timber screens emerge from brick walls. This house, with an abundance of northern aspect, had to deal with natural light through materiality and designed operability. The internal courtyard delivers light into the centre of the living spaces year-round.
Softening this rigid architecture is the landscape. The organic forms of crazy paving and cut boulder steppers soften the rigid set out of the house and creates pockets for their owners to occupy, like the fire and conversation pit at the rear.
Internally, programmatic divide allows the utility of everyday life to remain out of sight of pop-in visitors. Still very much part of the central living spaces, the laundry and pantry remain tucked away in their own pods. Connected to the rear and internal courtyards, these spaces flank a central kitchen and provide easy access from the car and to herb gardens while cooking.
The internal courtyard ensures the floor plan captures as much light throughout the day as possible. The subtle change between internal concrete floor and the courtyard crazy paving further disguises the threshold between inside and out. Top hung suites and integrated drainage give the clients ease of use and declutter underfoot, reducing if not eliminating tripping hazards.
Tired of living in white houses all their lives and with an abundance of northern aspects, this was never going to be a dull blank canvas. Implementing timeless natural materials which will age and patina with time, we again reference the idea of time, aging, and legacy. The concrete slab with a hydronic heating has been used to absorb the northern sun throughout winter days and radiate it back into the home at night.
Spotted gum ceilings and wall linings mean there's no plasterboard in the new build, and stone and concrete give inherent natural tactility underfoot. The green kitchen acts as a bold but subtle connection between several green spaces. Masonry used both internally and externally helps blur the line between inside and out, and the thermal mass along with the slab ensures reduced energy bills in retirement.
Initial exploration of the heritage Victorian colours led us to explore contemporary versions of these expressions. From the front sitting room, we decided to amplify and enjoy the dark and moody nature while retaining and restoring the period features. Here, the carpet and wall colours offer a glimpse at the client's playful side. In the second room, the main bedroom, we went for something more serene and tranquil, and again matched to carpet. For the kitchen, we couldn't look past the green marble from Artie Domus. The poetic symbology of bringing a green nature into the house was too playful to not to explore. To our delight, the clients loved it and it informed the rest of this area.
Fans of subtle architecture that reveals itself over time and use, we wanted an uncomplicated backdrop to the centre of the house. This resulted in two-packing the timber cabinets that surround the green workspace and running to the pantry and laundry. It's an element which connects green spaces throughout the house and reveals itself and its details as you approach and use it.
Like the pods at the front and the glass walkway in the middle, the considered placement of a skylight behind the overhead kitchen cupboards is a reminder that small gestures can create significant outcomes. The light floods the splash black, highlighting the detail in the stone and brings a dynamic focal point to the room.
1 minute.
Thank you. Operability of both the retractable awning over the courtyard and a timber screen to shield from the west. It gives the clients the flexibility to react to their environment and drastically changes the feel of the spaces both throughout the day and the year.
Internally, the screens create involving and changing dappled light and enhance the organic textures preferenced throughout. The bricks were implemented to construct a plinth and daybed in the living room, further blurring the lines between inside and out.
As our first real project with real clients, we feel that this has helped form principles which underpin our practice moving forward. We couldn't have asked for more trusting and brave clients, and we'd like to thank them for putting a lot of faith in us so early on. Thank you for your time.